Hey YouTube, how you doing? This is Real Talk, and this episode we're going to discuss the terribleness that they're doing to Bill Cosby. How they're looking to frame him and destroy him. Okay, it's pretty evident that that's how they're getting down. But let's talk about a few things, and then I'll wrap it up with my conclusion. So let's get started. Okay. On an awards show, we have Eddie Murphy making fun of Bill Cosby, talking about they wanted him to give the awards back. Okay. So he's there, making fun. Everybody's laughing, everybody's clowning on Cosby and stuff, because they hating on Cosby. But how are we going to trust Eddie Murphy when he's messing with trannies? And according to this thing, I had to redo the picture because, wouldn't fit. But according to this, his tranny died under mysterious circumstances. So this vato, Eddie Murphy, that we're supposed to trust because he's funny. We're supposed to take his word for it. We're supposed to believe him, but he's messing with trannies and dressing in women's clothes, and basically is a stooge. And for all we know, he's a homo boy, like flaming, right? But we're supposed to trust him. Now, why would we trust somebody like that? Since they're pimping him, obviously they control everything he do. If he's getting busted with trannies, the trannies is dying. Because don't you remember when they caught Eddie Murphy with the tranny in, I think it was 97? You see, that's not a tranny. That's my wife. See, so he had to say that that's his wife. That's not a tranny. You see, so how are we gonna trust this vato? Same goes for this dude. I never did like this vato. Never. When I say that religion is a mental illness, this is what I mean. If you believe in angels, demons, and Jesus hugging a dinosaur, it's not that big of a leap to believe in tiny ninja warriors that women have in their bodies lie in wait for bad people's sperm. So right here, he's mocking God. So we're supposed to trust this vato clowning on Bill Cosby? He believes in lies. So this Bill Marvato believes in lies, and we're supposed to accept his lies as truth? Now, how does that work? He believes in lies, and what he says is true. So is that what we're supposed to do? You're a liar, and then we're going to believe your lies también? We're going to believe those lies too? Get the heck out of here. Same with this vato. He's all grannied back over here on SNL. They got him dressing like a straight... I ain't going to say them words because I don't want to offend the black folks, but or the folks that have that color skin. But look at that. He's dressing like a woman, and then yet he's clowning on Bill Cosby, talking about he's this and he's that, and he's saying like filthy things to him about he just against Bill Cosby. Let me put it that way. I'm not going to repeat what he said because I don't want to get down like that. How are we supposed to this Keenan vato when he's dressing like a woman? So he believes in lies. Oh, it's just a sketch. It's for funny. Yeah, you think? Well, God don't think it's funny for men to be dressing up like women. Okay. So we're supposed to believe him that he's dressed like a woman. So he don't have no credit either. What about this one? Damn. I mean, at one point, she was fine. She had it going on, but she don't. She do not have it going on now. Look at the trompas, man. Look at those big fish lips. So you know, if they came to her talking about help me destroy Cosby, she's gonna jump all over it. She got more fish lip surgeries to do. She got to curve them fish lips, man. She got to tuck them in there or do something with it. This is Janice, what's her face, talking about he raped me and I'm gonna come back 30 years later because he raped me. And nah, man, he didn't rape you. Stop lying with your big fish lips. Dang. Okay, now we got Eddie Griffin. Now Eddie Griffin is saying the same thing I'm saying. He goes, the stories don't add up. They definitely don't add up because, you know, why are these women going up to the room with a known married man? Right? Well, why are they going up there in the first place? Well, you know, when you got power like that and you got cheese like that, you got money like that or funds or whatever, what have you, you got, you know, clout, you know, they're going to be around, buzzing around to see what they can get off you, of course. But, you know, Eddie Griffin is saying here, like, no, the stories don't add up. And then, like, you know, 20, 30, 40 years later, they're talking about, oh, he raped me. See, that don't even sound right, you know. Same thing with Gregory. He's saying the same thing. That, you know, it's a setup, and, you know, that he ain't feeling, you know, he knows that they dogging him out, and there's other ulterior motives. And in this particular video, he had mentioned that Cosby was trying to buy NBC. Could that be one of the reasons why they come in at him? Same thing with Sinbad. You know, Sinbad was on the show. Sinbad was lurking around there when you know, Cosby was doing his thing. He was on the spinoff. It was the spinoff, Different World, you know. Sinbad says Hollywood never liked Bill Cosby. You see what I'm saying? They weren't like feeling him because, you know, he was powerful. I mean, he you know, he's climbing and stuff. He's getting up there, you know, but he's a man of color, you know, and heaven forbid that they allow a man of color to have that kind of stature. You know, oh no, you can't. We can't allow a man with color to have that type of stature. Heaven forbid that. And here's the attorney. She just went to town on that scantless reporter trying to accuse Bill Cosby of all this, you know. Well, it says here that he drugged him, and no. And the attorney says, how come he hasn't answered? Because every time, you know, he is answering. I'm here to answer for him. He has the right to remain silent and not admit guilt. And she see, that's what I'm talking about. The law. You know me and the Bible and the law. You know, I love to talk about that stuff. This attorney came down and notice that's a female attorney. It's not a male attorney, it's a female. So if a female attorney took on the case, that's telling you that she knows darn well that he didn't drug them women. It's a setup. It's a frame. You know? Right here, finally he broke his silence and he got tired and he sued 7 of them for defamation of character because they're defaming his character. And I'm going to hypothesize why they're attacking Mr. Cosby or Dr. Cosby, because that's his moniker, doctor. He's got a doctorate degree. You know, I'm going to hypothesize at the end of the video. But here, he got tired of it, and he said, you know, and he wound up countersuing or suing these 7 women for defamation of character because, you know, it's defaming his character. Okay, now we're going to start. One of the reasons, and probably the most important reason why they're coming after him, you know, on this witch hunt, is because he dissed Trump here. He says if he's going to run, let him run. If he ain't going to run, then shut up. Okay. First of all, he stepped out of bounds. Now, I don't know all of them Illuminati rule books because, you know, it don't really interest me to learn all that Illuminati junk. I'm not really here to teach you how to be in the Illuminati and all the satanic stuff that they do. I'm here to teach you what God's talking about, not what the Illuminati's talking about. You see, most of these videos take things, and instead of teaching you God's word, they're teaching you the devil's word. So I don't know about all that Illuminati stuff, but just on my own logical sense, he stepped out of bounds, and let me tell you how. One, first off, it was a black man talking smack to a white man. Now, I don't believe in all that black man, white man, Mexican man, Asian man stuff, but apparently society does because it's all satanic to me. God doesn't know race, but Satan does, and Satan uses race as a divider between us so that he keeps all fueling all the fights. That's what all the fighting is going on in the planet. That's what all the wars are. Anyway, so heaven forbid that a black man should talk that way to a white man and then do it publicly, because this happened like on the Today Show. So he blasted Trump in front of like the whole planet. Oh no. This happened on April 7th of 2011. I was trying to find out when the first accusation came in where they started accusing him of this rape nonsense, because it's nonsense. Okay, number two. Okay, he blasted Trump, and they already knew back before, because we already know about all that Bohemian Grove junk where there are a bunch of homos over there playing flip-and-flop in the woods over there in Northern California, over here in San Francisco, over here. So they already knew that Trump was coming in as a candidate to run for this 2016 deal. I mean, how long has they known that? So they couldn't have him slandering Trump, especially not on TV. You know, in front of the whole world, basically. Two, he was trying to buy NBC. Well, that's a definite no. Okay, there's a saying that the slave can never outweigh the master. Because I mean, no matter how you look at it, the way God's structure is, there is no slaves and masters. Everybody is supposed to be equal. All men are created equal, but that's not the system we live in. What they have written in the books and what they're actually executing in real life is two different things, and we see that. I mean, that's very clear. So he was trying to outdo his master, which was NBC or CBS or ABC or Disney or whatever. They're like, hell no. You ain't gonna buy no NBC. Who do you think you are? You think you're that bad, huh? Okay, yeah, we're gonna take his money, yeah, we'll set, and then they went back up, because this happened in 2011. I think some of one of the first, I don't know, I'll be honest with you. Some of you guys know, you can tell me, but I think some of the first allegations of all this rape junk came about 3 years later. And what I suspect that they did is they went and rounded up all these women and paid them all off. Okay, because he blasted Trump right here. Then he was trying to buy NBC, which was a big no. And here's another one. I tried to look up Dr. Cosby, if he ever wore a dress, and guess what? No dress. Okay, no dress. No dress means that he is going to be one of the last real good, iconic TV figures, like dad figures, that represents good and like good he had good morals about him, because I remember even Eddie Murphy was clowning in the 80s how he called him up and he can't say certain language, and then Eddie Murphy on the Raw video, he was talking crap about it, and even then, because Dr. Cosby didn't feel that was good for the his people, being they don't like African American, but that's what I'm going to call them, because I don't know what else to say. I don't want to call them the other words, but for his people. So see, Dr. Cosby had clout. When he spoke, people listened because he had it like that. He represents like the good part, so they had to dirty him. I mean, let's say that he did do these rapes, or he was involved with other women. I don't think that that's the case because he was constantly talking about his wife. But, you know, in a marriage, hey, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. I'm not going to make any assumptions. You know, people do things. Stuff happens, okay? Okay, fine. But I bet you any money that they were sent to seduce him, okay? And on top of that, he never put on a dress, which means that he was never on the gay bandwagon. He was never on that perversion bandwagon. Okay? This model right here, see, it says right here, model confesses was paid to destroy Bill Cosby. Okay? They paid her, you know, whatever amount of money to go and seduce him and to get him to corner him in the you know, wherever, in the room or whatever, and you know, they paid him. They paid her to do that. So there you go. And she came forward after all the whatever, you know, she might have her own ulterior motives because it's a hot topic, so she wants to get in there and, you know, try to spread her name around, and you know, people do collect on stuff like that. In conclusion, here's the thing he is not on the gay bandwagon. From what I could tell, I've never seen him in a dress. Have you? If anybody has seen him, you know, please produce that picture, because I had another video where I never thought I would see Clint Eastwood in a dress, and they got him in a dress. So somehow he was avoiding that. But I think what happened with Mr. Cosby or Dr. Cosby was because when he came in the 50s, 60s. I think his breakthrough role was going to be I Spy with the other cat, the dude from The Last American Hero, Culp, Robert Culp, Bill Culp, one of those, Culp, what's his face? So him and Culp were in the I Spy in the 60s. So that was still back in the casting couch time, I think, yeah, or maybe the witch time. I don't know. John Todd was saying that, you know, throughout the you know, the 40s, that's when everything started back over this way. It was a casting couch, and then you had to be a witch, and you know, all this stuff. Now I don't know Cosby, you know, I don't know him, but apparently he was trying to hang on to the better part of who he was, and maybe he wasn't playing ball with them, because it seems like every time they look to destroy somebody, it's because they're not playing ball. One, he was trying to overpower them by buying the network. I mean, you know, that's what's definitely not going to happen. Then he blasted Trump on live TV on, you know, in front of the world, so that definitely can't happen. You can't have your slave, you know, giving lip. Because, you know, according to the powers that be, Cosby's a slave just like everybody else. And then he started getting out of line. Oh, yeah, we're going to teach him a lesson. And they paid these models to come and all these allegations and stuff. The main one is that they're right now destroying men. Okay, let me give you an insight on that. Okay, you know how I always bring out the Bible and everything. And in this one, I'm gonna just say it. In Genesis 1:26, it says, let us make man in our image. Okay, so we all kind of know the Adam and Eve story where, you know, first he created Adam, then he pulled a rib, and then he made Eve, you know, from Adam. Okay, Satan went in there and he tricked Eve first. Then through Eve, he got to Adam. Well, that's one of the reasons why they're looking to destroy the man. So let me ask you this. I was just thinking about this just recent, okay. They're looking to put all men in dresses. They're looking to emasculate the man and have the woman above the man, which is all that's abominations to God. But let me ask you this, okay, for you homosexuals, you know, because you guys think, you know, well, you're a hater, and yeah, okay, fine. I'm not a hater, but whatever. If you decide to believe all the lies that you've been told, about being gay and then you're free and then all that, and then you go chop your weenie off because you're going to turn into a woman? Well, let me ask you something. Okay, what if you change your mind later? Okay, how you going to put that back on? Okay. Now, I know they got surgeries where you're going to be supposedly a woman and and then you're going to sit down like a woman and all that, right? But do you realize that when you chop off that part of your body that you are no longer a man? You are no longer a man. You're not a woman because you can't have a baby. You ain't a woman because how you can't have a baby like a real woman can because you ain't built like her. So now you're neither a man or a woman. Now you're a thing. And and get this, things can't own nothing. You can't own land. You're a monster. You know, like that human being thing in the Black's Law. That's what you are. And another thing, you have no rights. It says, let us make man in our image, and we'll give man dominion. But you cut off your weenie, so you're no longer a man. Did you ever think of that? That's why they're trying to get everybody into this gay thing, because they're want to take away your rights. Think about it. How are you going to have rights if you're no longer a man? Because you're trying to act like you're a woman and with all this Asmodeus demon that's inside of you, and you're like, I'm free, and yeah, free. Sure, you're free. One of the reasons I think that they're destroying Bill Cosby's image and they're breaking him down is because he's one of the last good role models out there. And he's not down with all that gay stuff. Maybe he is, or maybe he was down, because we don't know what happened behind the scenes. We don't know what happened behind the scenes, because we don't know. But I can tell you this. They're definitely setting him up. They're definitely taking his wealth because they're going to steal all his money back, just like they did to Michael Jackson. They're framing him, but he's striking back now because he has a lot of support from regular people like us. Because remember, they're in their little club over there, and we don't know what goes on behind those closed doors. We can kind of have, we peek in here and there, and every so often we get a glimpse here and there, but we really don't know what's going on behind them closed doors. He attempted to overthrow, the same people that helped him get to where he was at, and that's a big no-no. And then he blasted the white guy, which was going to run for president later. And that's, in front of the world, and no, you can't do that. I'm sure somewhere in their Illuminati books, it says it in there that you can't do that. So basically, he thought he was more powerful than he thought he was better than what he was, and these Illuminati dudes are taking him down several pegs now, and now they're looking to destroy him. It's a setup. I don't believe Dr. Cosby did anything with any of them women, but that's just my own personal belief. What I smell is everything's rotten. But like I'm saying about the gay thing, I mean, if you take off your ding dong, your weenie, you're no longer a man, and if you're no longer a man, you no longer have rights. Now you got them phony baloney Barry rights that he's not supposed to be writing in the first place, because those laws contradict the Bible. That's why they're getting rid of the Bible and everything. That's why they're destroying the Bible. That's why they're taking the Ten Commandments down over in Colorado. Oh, we're going to put up our satanic. Oh no, well, let's not have none of them. See, it's just a ploy to get rid of God's commandments, so they can now everything is headed toward Babylonian Empire again. History is repeating itself again. They're looking to destroy the man. And in destroying the image of man, you have no rights. So that's why I keep talking. I know I keep using this word, and for being someone that keeps talking about the Bible, I shouldn't be using it. But you better grow a big pair of balls. And by balls, I mean courage. Because, I'm telling you, this stuff is coming. I mean, we're seeing it unfold in our face. I mean, how much more can you, how much more do you need to see? They're destroying Bill Cosby. They're going to steal back all his money. He must have, not. I mean, he sacrificed his son because, in the other video I showed where there was that blood sacrifice of his son. They murdered his son. So see, he was in there. He is in there because you can't operate in there without them, controlling. But see, something went wrong, and he stepped out of bounds, and there you go. Part of the reason why he was probably silent is because he couldn't talk. Remember, they have that shh thing where you can't talk. See? And they always have their legal team talking for you because the legal team knows the ins and outs. See? That's why you got to be your own legal team. That's why you got to learn the law and learn those ins and outs. You're not going to be as swift as those vatos, but you can learn a couple of moves to defend yourself if they they're starting to throw darts at you. See what I'm saying? Anyway, this is Real Talk, and to end this video, I'm going to say this. Me personally, as Real Talk, I do not believe that Dr. Cosby raped anybody. I think all the allegations are fake. I think all them women were paid. I think Dr. Cosby may have stepped out of bounds, throughout there, and that's what instigated all this hatred toward him. But I definitely see and smell a setup. So, Dr. Cosby, good luck to you, man. I'll be praying for you, man. I don't know exactly where you're at with our Lord Jesus Christ, but hey, man, it looks like they're really coming down hard for you. So I'm going to be praying, and I'm going to, wait for the outcome of how it all goes down. But it looks like it's all rigged, so I don't know. Well, good luck to you. Anyway, this is Real Talk. I'm going to go ahead and hop off this thing. That's my 2 cents on the Bill Cosby issue. I'll catch up with you guys next time.